The hotel suite was silent except for the soft hum of the mini fridge and the distant sound of traffic from the street below. I sat on the edge of the bed, my hands trembling, my eyes fixed on the photographs that had just arrived on my phone. Vivienne Cross, my girlfriend of 7 years. The woman I had loved with every fiber of my being. The woman I had sacrificed everything for. And she was kissing Jamie Cole in a hotel corridor. The timestamp was 3 hours ago, 0.3 hours ago. She had texted me, her voice soft and pained, telling me she had a stomach ache and asking me to bring her medicine. I had canceled a critical investment meeting, driven across the city in the rain, and stood outside her hotel room for 20 minutes waiting for her to answer. She had been with Jamie. She had been kissing him. While I was standing in the hallway, her medicine in my hand, worried sick about her. I felt the anger rise in my chest, hot and suffocating. But I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just sat there, staring at the photographs, feeling something inside me die. And then my phone buzzed. A voice message from Vivienne. "I know you're going to see those photos," she said, her voice dripping with condescension. Jamie and I were just rehearsing. He's been under a lot of pressure, and I was helping him with his lines. "Can you please just be mature about this? If you're going to be this paranoid, maybe we should just break up." I listened to the message 3 times. The first time I felt rage. The second time I felt pain. The third time I felt nothing. She had been using the threat of breaking up for 7 years. Every time I asked her to take care of herself, every time I expressed concern about her health, every time I tried to protect her from her own self-destructive tendencies, she would throw the words at me like a weapon. "If you're so unhappy, just leave. Maybe we should break up." I don't need a keeper. I had always backed down. I had always apologized. I had always convinced myself that I was being too controlling, too demanding, too much. But not this time. I looked at the ring box on the nightstand. The ring I had saved for 3 years to buy. The ring I had planned to give her after the award ceremony, after she won the Best Actress award I had helped her secure. The ring that was supposed to symbolize our future, our forever. I picked it up. I walked to the trash can. I dropped it in. And I opened my phone, my fingers moving with a calm that surprised me. "Okay," I typed. "Let's break up." Her response came almost immediately. A laugh, a dismissal, a confirmation that she didn't believe me. "Fine, whatever. You'll be back in a week." I didn't respond. I turned off my phone. I packed my bags. And I walked out of the hotel suite, out of her life, and out of the cycle of abuse I had been trapped in for 7 years. Hashtag chapter 1, the making of a supporting role. Objective commentary, the observer's voice. My name is Daniel Chun, and I am a journalist, and I have covered the entertainment industry for over 2 decades. I have seen the rise and fall of countless stars, the scandals that destroyed careers, and the secrets that powerful people hide from the public. But I have never seen a story quite like Noah Reed's. Noah was a ghost in the industry. He was the man behind the scenes, the fixer, the problem solver, the quiet force that made things happen. He was Vivienne Cross's boyfriend, but he was also her manager, her publicist, her script doctor, her therapist, and her punching bag. He had been with her since the beginning, before she was famous, before she was a star. He had believed in her when no one else did. He had supported her through the rejections, the failures, the endless disappointments. He had rewritten scripts that would have been disasters, smoothed over scandals that would have destroyed her career, and stood by her side through the darkest moments of her life. And she had repaid him with 7 years of manipulation, emotional abuse, and infidelity. When I heard about the breakup, I was skeptical. This wasn't the first time Noah and Vivienne had broken up. IT was the 3rd, maybe the 4th, maybe the 10th. They always got back together. Vivienne always won. But this time was different. I saw Noah at a coffee shop a few days after the breakup. He looked different, calmer, lighter. There was a peace in his eyes that had never been there before. "Daniel," he said, nodding at me. "Long time no see." "Quite a week you've had." I said, sitting down across from him. How are you holding up? He smiled. A genuine smile. Better than I thought I would be, actually. I didn't realize how much weight I was carrying until I put it down. I studied him. You're not going to get back together with her? He shook his head. No, I'm done. I've been done for a long time. I just didn't know it. Even after the award ceremony? Even after she wins the Oscar? He shrugged. Her success was never mine. I helped her get there, but I was never the star. I was just the supporting role. And I'm tired of being a supporting role. I nodded. I understood. What are you going to do now? I'm going to write my own story, he said. I'm going to be the lead for once. Hashtag chapter 2. The star without a ghost. Objective commentary. The observer's voice. The award ceremony was a spectacle. Vivienne crosswalked the red carpet in a stunning gown, her smile radiant, her confidence unshakable. She was the favorite to win Best Actress, and everyone knew it. But there was something missing, something that no one could quite put their finger on. It was Noah. He wasn't there for 7 years. He had been at her side at every event, every premiere, every awards ceremony. He had been the quiet presence behind her, the steady hand that guided her through the chaos. Without him, she looked incomplete, like a painting missing its frame, like a song missing its melody. The cameras flashed. The reporters called her name. She smiled and waved, but I could see the tension in her shoulders, the way her eyes kept darting to the side, searching for someone who wasn't there. She won. Of course she won. She was the darling of the industry, the favorite of the critics, the star of the moment. She accepted the award with tears in her eyes, thanking her family, her fans, her team. Thank you to everyone who believed in me, she said, her voice wavering. Thank you to everyone who supported me. I couldn't have done it without you. She didn't thank Noah. I knew why. She didn't want to admit that he had been the architect of her success. She didn't want to acknowledge that she had lost him. But I also knew that she would regret it. She would regret it for the rest of her life. Hashtag chapter 3. The Awakening. Objective commentary. The observer's voice. Vivienne's victory was hollow. The reviews were glowing. The public was adoring, but she was miserable. I heard about it from a mutual friend, someone who had been at the after party. Vivienne had spent the entire night searching for Noah, asking everyone where he was, calling his phone over and over again. He didn't answer. He never answered. The next few weeks were a descent into chaos. Vivienne's career was thriving, but her personal life was in shambles. She tried to reach out to Noah, to apologize, to beg him to come back. He ignored her calls. He blocked her messages. He moved on. And then the truth came out. A tabloid published a story about Noah's role in Vivienne's success. IT detailed his years of work, his countless sacrifices, his unwavering dedication. It also detailed her infidelity, her emotional abuse, her relentless manipulation. The public was outraged. Vivienne's reputation was destroyed. She was no longer the beloved star. She was the villain. She tried to fight back, to deny the allegations, but the evidence was overwhelming. The photographs, the voice messages, the testimonies of people who had seen her mistreat Noah for years. She was canceled. Her career was in freefall. She had lost everything. Her reputation, her success, her future. And she had lost Noah. Hashtag chapter 4. The confrontation. Objective commentary. The observer's voice. The confrontation between Noah and Vivienne happened 6 months after the breakup. She showed up at his doorstep, disheveled, desperate, and broken. Noah, she said, her voice trembling. Please, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was wronged. I was cruel. I destroyed everything we had. But I love you. I've always loved you. Please, give me another chance. Noah looked at her, and I could see the pain in his eyes. He had loved her. He had truly loved her. And she had broken him. Vivienne, he said, You had 7 years to be a good partner, 0.7 years to appreciate me, to respect me, to love me. You chose to use me. You chose to manipulate me. You chose to cheat on me. And now you're sorry because you've lost everything. She fell to her knees. Tears streamed down her face. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I know I don't deserve anything. But please, Noah, I can't live without you. I need you. He shook his head. You don't need me, Vivienne. You never needed me. You just wanted someone to control. And I'm done being controlled. He walked away. He didn't look back. Hashtag chapter 5, The Rise. Objective commentary. The observer's voice. Noah Reed became a star. Not in the way Vivienne had been a star. He didn't seek the spotlight, didn't crave the attention. But he was a star nonetheless. He wrote a book about his experiences, a memoir that became a bestseller. He started a foundation to help people in abusive relationships. He became a speaker, a mentor, a voice for the voiceless. And he found love, real love, with a woman who saw him, appreciated him, and respected him. A woman who didn't need him to be her savior, because she was already whole. I watched his rise from a distance, and I felt a strange sense of pride. He had been broken by the system, by the industry, by the woman he had loved, but he had rebuilt himself. He had become something stronger, something better, something unbreakable. He had become the lead in his own story. Hashtag epilogue, the ghost in the spotlight. Final objective commentary, the observer's voice. Vivienne Cross never recovered. Her career was over, her reputation destroyed, her future gone. She became a cautionary tale, a reminder of what happens when you take someone for granted, when you treat the person who loves you like a doormat, when you let your ego and your ambition destroy the best thing you ever had. Noah Reed, on the other hand, thrived. He built a new life, a new career, a new identity. He became the man he was always meant to be. I think about them sometimes. The star and the ghost. The woman who had everything and lost it all. The man who had nothing and built everything. And I realized that the story of Vivienne Cross and Noah Reed is not just a story about fame and betrayal. It's a story about the choices we make, the people we hurt, and the consequences we face. Vivienne chose power over love. She chose control over trust. She chose herself over Noah. And in the end, she ended up with nothing. Noah chose himself. He chose his dignity, his integrity, his future. He walked away from a woman who had never truly loved him, and he built a life that was truly his own. He won, and I couldn't be happier for him.